Oh, beautiful. Wow.
Run. You just have to plug them in. They're behind the flag.
Testing, testing.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. our wonderful band. Can we show them some love? Yeah. Oh, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. The rain has stopped. Yay, right? And yay, it rained. I know my allergies are very grateful for the rain. So good morning. So glad that you are here with us in person. And if you are watching on the live stream, we are so glad that you're taking the time to be present with us. I know how good it is to feel the connection. And what we know and believe here in Unity is that there is that which transcends time and space. There is that which is immutable and unchangeable, which is love, grace, joy, beauty, creativity. And that no matter where we are physically, that right now we are coming together in consciousness. And that when we decide that together, when we say yes to that together, that we are connected in that deep, powerful, and meaningful way. That is what we believe here in Unity San Francisco, or community anchored in love. So to facilitate this new understanding of community, so Ken and I always laugh. We set an idea, a template for what the year is going to be. And this year it is our year of community. And if these times are not an opportunity for us to discover and engage and create and be present to new ways for us to actually understand and live into the idea of community and connectedness, I honestly don't know what is. So that's what we're anchoring here today. And we're going to take it with us wherever we go. That's the thing that I love about this teaching, is we get to activate it in our lives. So to facilitate this opportunity to connect, whether you're there or whether you're here, our very own Misa Malone is going to come up right now. And we believe in unity, in starting everything from prayer and meditation. That is where we move from. And so the invitation right now, as the prayer chaplains are rising, those who are present here in the sanctuary are rising to encircle the community, and those who are at home, we have prayer chaplains sitting vigil at home right now. We are holding not just this community, but the entire world in that powerful field of love and connection. So I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Whatever it took for you to be here or to be where you are looking at us on Livestream, and just let go of what you literally might be carrying in your lap, what you literally might be carrying in your heart. This is an opportunity for us to ground and to center and to know the very truth of our being. So we breathe, and we are breathed. The magnificence of this happening simultaneously. And we allow ourselves to drop down and to rise up into that centered understanding of who and what we are.
I am light. I am light. I am light, I am light. I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I've left behind.
My soul is all light. My beingness is all light. In this moment, the invitation is to open to the truth of who we truly are, of who you truly are. Light beings, breathing as the light. We are not the color of our eyes. We're not the diagnosis that may be active for us. We are not the fear that seems to be all around us. I am light. I am light. The light of healing, the light of wholeness, the powerful cleansing light. In every cell, every atom, every form, function of our being, I am light. Know that with me. I am light. We welcome the power of quantum healing. We welcome the awareness that wholeness is my birthright. It is your birthright. And in our yes, the way is made. I am light. I am connection. I am wholeness. I am love in action. So from our own understanding of our wholeness, right now we lift this whole world. We lift the awareness that this world is light, that this world is whole. How good that is, truly, to remember. In the midst of the seeming darkness, the light that I am, that you are, shines forth powerfully, joyfully, lovingly, and compassionately. So let us rest together in this awareness for a moment in the silence, savoring the truth of who we are right now. Every cell, every atom, every form, function, requalifying right now to align with this truth. Divinity defined.
I am divinity defined. I am God on the inside. I am a star shining peace over it all. Light, light.
And so it is. Amen. Ashe. So you're welcome to come on in. We are inviting people to not sit right next to each other so that we're maintaining the 6-foot social distancing. So this is a month, because there are 5 Sundays, where we are anchoring our 5 principles. If you had to sum up what Unity understands about truth, these 5 principles are a powerful summary of what it is that we believe. And it is often said that the very first principle, there's only one power and one presence active in the universe and in my life, God, you can call it by whatever name works for you, that if we actually knew this principle, really knew it, the rest of the principles would be completely unnecessary. We wouldn't need them. So, because we believe that there is only one power and one presence, we know that it is us, right? Each of us are these beautiful individualized expressions of that which is all that there is. And from that, we come to our third principle, which is what we are standing in today, that we create with our thoughts and beliefs. Now, we are creators, that is what we are, as divinity expressing. And so our creative power expresses through our thoughts and our beliefs, and it shows up as the experiences that we are having. I don't know about you, but there is a tremendous weight right now that is continually inviting me to create an experience of fear and separation. I feel it. I feel it. And my answer to that has been my practice, right? My practice. That I anchor myself, right? My practice. We were at the prayer retreat, and our beautiful Laura Taylor, who came out to join us, was standing in her spiritual authority, and it had this awesome foot stomp that went along with that dominion, right? And we were all doing it. I stand in my practice, which is that there are things that are happening out there in this world, and I get to choose how I am navigating them. And I am not choosing to navigate from a place of fear. I am choosing to navigate from a place of centered calm. And I will be honest, I have to keep reminding myself of that. I do. It's palpable. If you're sensitive to energetics like I am, it's palpable. So, this is why we get to come together, whether it's in person or whether it's virtually, because we know and understand that the invitation in times like this, more than anything, is where we get to stand in what we believe and what we know, and we get to anchor ourselves in those truth principles. And we get to be aware of the world around us. I'm not talking about avoiding what's happening out there in the world. I'm talking about meeting what's happening in the world from a place of love and compassion for ourselves and for everyone else. So I'm now going to invite Reverend Ken up here. Hi. Oh, by the way, I'm Reverend Deanne. I do that a lot.
Everybody. Welcome, and welcome to everybody who's on the live stream. As Deanne was just so powerfully reminding us of our third principle, that what we think, what we feel, what we believe creates. It's creative. And to be more conscious of that at this moment has never been more important for the planet. Mm-hmm. Right? Never. No. So our teachings, New Thought teachings started affirmations and denials. So we don't deny the physical reality, we deny its effect on our wholeness. Right? And so when we were looking at the new regulations, the new suggestions of how to wash your hands and how you should be singing the birthday song twice as you wash your hands, we thought we can do better than that. So we have that Unity hand washing song. And if you want to take one of these home with you, or if you want one, if you're watching online and you want one, we'll send one to you. We'll also put it up on our website so you can just download it. But Misa created it, and I'm going to let her explain how we're going to sing it.
And these are set up, they're laminated, so you can put them on your mirror in your bathroom.
Right. So you can have them to work with.
Yes, Ken thought we were losing an opportunity to reaffirm our divinity. So I was like, okay, well, we need to have a song that everyone knows as well as they know Happy Birthday. What song could that be? I am happy. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Okay, so everybody knows that. Excellent. So our song is, I am hale, I am healthy, I am whole. Scrub those fingers. I am hale, I am healthy, I am whole. I am hale, I am healthy, I am hearty, I am wealthy, I am hale, I am healthy, I am whole. Again, I am hale, I am healthy, I am whole. I am hale, I am healthy, I am whole. I am hale, I am healthy, I am hearty, I am wealthy, I am hale, I am healthy, I am whole. Rinse.
So this is so powerful that Roma's been singing, my 4-year-old's been singing it all week when we wash their hands. And she started it, so she's having trouble with the words, so we're going to reinforce it, but it's great. Thank you, Misa. So I think I have a bulletin. Someone has a bulletin. So it's now time for our spiritual connection cards. Thank you. So no, I need one with a spiritual connection card, which is on the tear out here on the side. So we invite everyone here who, whether you're here for the first time, welcome. And if you're here regularly, we invite you to fill out the connection card with your name, address. This is a way that we have of connecting with you. We're going to talk about the back in a minute. But if you're watching on your live stream as well right now, I invite you to click the button that says connection card. A window will pop up on your screen that will not interfere with your viewing us. It'll pop up as a separate window, and you can fill out a connection card at that moment. So thank you for that. And we will have these for the offering basket when it comes around later. And you can I think on the website, I'm not even sure of this, Dan, they just click, is there a send button or it just automatically goes? Yes, hit enter and it will automatically go. Thank you. So I forgot about that. That's how that will work. If you're here for the first time, welcome. And on live stream for the first time, welcome. Please fill out, check the box for first-time guest. And we have first-time guest gifts in the back and the foyer as you're leaving. Please pick one up. Unity magazines and affirmation cards for you. And even online, please send us in your connection card. We have a gift we sent you. All right. So with that, we're going to do our community singing. And also after the community singing, we usually do meet and greet. And we're modifying the meet and greet for those of us here in the room, like we did last week. If you weren't here last week, what we're asking people to do is when we do the meet and greet, we stand, we face each other, we give ourselves a hug, making direct eye contact, and then bowing to each other or acknowledging the divine in you. The divine in me salutes the divine in you, as a way of making a personal connection without the physical touch. But we get to hold ourselves, right? We get to feel that hug in time and space. So Misa's going to sing this and we will demonstrate. I'm going to ask Tyler to come up too when the time's right.
Raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the
the
veil. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil.
raising the veil.
I'm raising the veil.
I'm raising the veil.
I'm raising the veil.
I invite you to stay standing or to sit down as we go on with our service, whatever feeds you at this moment. Thank you for your presence. Thank you online for joining us in this. Remembering that in any moment we can acknowledge the other person from our heart with our presence and with the knowledge that the divine in me salutes the divine in you. And so it is.
So we have lots of programming going on here at Unity. And our programming obviously is in a constant state of adjustment and movement and flow. So please do check the website regularly. We will be making regular updates. If you're not, make sure that you give us your email address. We will also send out blasts. We send out something every week, and that's a way for you to stay most up to date on how things are sort of in fluid and flux at the moment. So Loving What is going to be March 25th. If you don't know the work of Byron Katie, it's a beautiful opportunity, especially in what's going on right now in the world, because essentially we're asking the question, is it true? Is it really, really true? And as there is a huge impulse to get sucked into a whole lot of stuff out there right now, it's a great opportunity to sit with what's triggering you, what's creating something. You're doing the Judging My Neighbor workshop? Yeah, so they do a Judging My Neighbor worksheet, right? So you take someone who's doing something. I don't know, is there anybody who's triggering you lately? And you do the worksheet. And it is a process that enables you to really come to some clarity around what needs healing within you, within yourself, so that you can hold everything that's going on in a different way. So that is going to be Wednesday, March 25th at 7 p.m. At the moment, it's Zoom optional. So at the moment, it will be both in the space and you'll be able to Zoom in if you like. So please sign up downstairs or email us and let us know if you're interested in it. Please let us know your preference of how you would prefer to be connected into the class. If everybody wants to Zoom, then we'll just do it as a Zoom. And that's going to be facilitated by Reverend Ken and by Karen Ray. Our very own Dave Cooperberg is doing a dream workshop, and it's really beautiful. So if you are having dreams right now, and you'd love to have the Unity filter of what that dream is inviting, not just you, but everybody in the workshop into, because at Unity we believe that there's really only one thing happening. So my dream is also yours. And that's the approach that Dave takes. What wisdom in my dream is also available for each person who's participating. So it's really powerful. This is not Zoom optional. This is Zoom. Okay, this class is going to be Zoom, and it's Sunday, March 22nd, so it's next Sunday, and it's going to be from 1 to 3 p.m. If you go to our website, there is a registration link, and there is a PayPal link, so you can pay for it, you can register. When you register, you'll automatically get a link to the Zoom link. An email will come to you that will allow you to participate via Zoom. And if anyone is not sure how to use Zoom, just call the office. We're happy to talk people through all of that. Right now, the Reiki workshop is still planned. At the moment, it is still a yes because it's a very small group. We're capped at the number of people who can take the workshop. So please stay tuned as to whether or not we end up postponing or modifying. Ken and I are watching what's happening on a day-to-day basis. So at the moment, that's still active. We still have a few spots left. I don't know about you. but being able to tap into the healing energy that I am in a very conscious, clear way, which is what Reiki is all about, is something that we need right now more than anything. So it's a powerful way with Reiki 1 and 2. You will be attuned so that you can do Reiki on yourself, and you can also do Reiki on friends and family. The beautiful thing about Reiki is once you're attuned, it also is something that can be done remotely. So you can have family and friends that you are supporting with Reiki, and you actually don't have to be in their exact proximity. You do need to be in the proximity to be attuned, though. Right? So that is going to be Friday through Sunday, April 3rd through 5th. If there's sign-up sheets downstairs, you can sign up online. The price is amazing. Normally getting a Reiki being attuned for Reiki 1 and 2 is normally in the $500, $600, $700 range. Unity San Francisco we're just hosting this event. So it's at cost on our end. And Eleanor Corey, who is beautiful, she's my Reiki trainer, is giving us this special price. So it's $265 for the entire, so it's Friday night, Saturday all day, and Sunday afternoon. So come talk to me if you have questions. Sign up sheet in the lobby. You can sign up online if you're watching remotely. And now it is time for our Lenten spiritual practice.
Yeah, so this is our season of Lent. In the booklet, there's a booklet in front of you in the chair, which is the Lenten booklet. And Unity uses our denials and affirmations through Lent, and it's called Feasting and Fasting. So we're fasting from the negative thoughts, we're fasting from the thoughts of limitation and lack, we're fasting from the thoughts of dis-ease and contagion, and embracing the positive, the wholeness, the knowing. That's not to say that we don't believe it doesn't exist in the world, but that, as I mentioned earlier, that it doesn't have the power to stop our lives, to stop our expression. So it's a subtle and important difference that I wanted to talk about. And I don't remember which page, the one we're going to read today. So I'm going to invite Francine up.
31.
Thank you. On page 31, if you're
this
following
one.
along. 34.
34.
34. It's on page 34 if you're following along. If you'd like one of these booklets and you're watching us on our live stream, write us here in the office. I put it on your connection card when you're finished filling out your connection card, and we'll mail one to you. They're an amazingly powerful booklet, and this is by our own Reverend Deanne. So today's and tomorrow, or the March 20th and 21st, are written by Reverend Deanne. So.
Okay, the daily word today is fasting from limitation. In this moment, I choose anew. My limitations recede, and my divine potential is unleashed. There are so many ways that I have chosen, consciously and unconsciously, to limit the truth of my Christ nature. I have made these choices based on what I was taught, on what I've experienced, and what those around me believe. When I pay attention, I can see those limitations at work in my life, perhaps in my health or relationships, my job, perhaps in my understanding of prosperity or my experience of joy. During this time of Lent, I choose to release those limiting beliefs. In this moment, I choose to fast from my small ideas of who I am and my small understanding of how much good is mine to experience. With compassion, I allow myself to see where I have limited the fullness of my divine potential by playing small. Consciously, I choose to let them all go. I choose to let those limited beliefs about myself and the world all fall away. I release the false idea that I am only allowed so much, that I am only worthy of so much. In this moment, I choose anew, my limitations recede, and my divine potential is unleashed. So please know this with me. In this moment, I choose anew, my limitations recede, and my divine potential is unleashed.
In this moment, our divine potential is unleashed. and we choose to let go of limitation. So before I invite our singers up, I wanted to talk about that a little bit from the perspective of what we're doing today. We're consciously choosing to come together in community. We're consciously coming together to remember the truth of our wholeness, of our health, and to choose from the quantum field that which the result we wish to see. You understand what we've talked about before? In the quantum field, every potentiality exists simultaneously at once, and we get to consciously choose which one we're going to have. So in the midst of this, right now, this pandemic, what do we want? It is incredibly important at this moment that we not give up our conscious choice, that we choose knowledgeably, wisely, lovingly, and powerfully the result we wish to see, to anchor it in our thoughts, our feeling nature, and in our belief system. And there's a song that they're going to sing for us, our two singers, that I think exemplifies this.
Many nights we've prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hopeful song so barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles we can achieve when you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe.
In this time of fear, when prayer so often proves in vain, hope seems like a summer bird too swiftly flown away. And now I'm standing here with a heart so full I can't explain, seeking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe. They don't always happen when you ask, no. And it's easy to give in to your fears. But when you're blinded by the pain, can't see your way through the rain, a small but still resilient boy says help is very near. What miracles you can achieve when you believe,
Brittany Gilmore and Misa Malone. Thank you, ladies, and thank you, gentlemen, as a band for that. Hi. Hello, everybody at home, too. You're here in our hearts because we're all together in this. It's the most amazing part of this whole idea of dis-ease, of plague, of contagion, of pandemic, is that it has erased any delusion of separation, right? That we're all in this together, right? And caring for each other, as Dan mentioned earlier too, about our time of community. This is a time that we can access the whole quantum field and understand that no matter space, no matter distance, no matter seeming differences, we're all together as one. We're all here in the physical world and beyond the physical world. I started last week with our series on unity metaphysics, and last week we talked about God. What is God? What is the nature of God? What is the idea, the energy that we call God? And talk to us about how to move from God as a static noun to God as a verb, right? That I'm using my God power to affect the world, that God is the creative force that is life itself, and that we are part of it, and that we get to co-create. We are co-creating at every moment, whether we're conscious of it or not, whether we're asleep to the reality that we are creating, or we're awake to the possibility and to the potential and to the life force itself that we are emanating. So what do we want to do in this moment? Do we want to retreat into our own homes, into our own consciousness and take care of us? Or do we want to be the light? Right? Do we want to consciously choose to be the light the world most desperately needs right now? And as I mentioned before the song, we get to choose from the infinite potential of potentialities, all the potentialities before us. Which one do we want? Do we want the fear and the disease? Or do we want to see that curve flattening? Do we want to see the wholeness and the health and the vitality of each individual coming into manifestation right now? I don't think it's any accident that the children of this world at the moment from this virus seem immune. Right? They seem immune. And the verse, to enter the kingdom of heaven, you must become like one of the children. To be in heavenly state, the divine mind state right now, is to be pure, to see clearly and wholly the truth of the person sitting next to you, standing across from you. The people we're in relationship with, the people that we are sitting next to at home, sleeping next to, dining with. There is no separation except in our mind, except in our thinking. And what happens when we can bridge that seeming separation is truly miraculous. So this week, I wanted to talk about healing. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, God, for the talk. And quantum healing, understanding what we're going to pick, what we're going to choose. Right? Understanding the wholeness. Unity was started in the 1880s by Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, our co-founders. It's all right. I love your ringtone, by the way. It's really nice. It was just like, okay, that's a nice wake-up call. That's a nice reminder. It's not jarring. And understanding that we can take either the jarring wake-up call that this pandemic is, or we can choose a nicer ringtone for us to remind us to stand, to sit, to be in our practice all the time. Myrtle Fillmore started Unity because she heard a speaker say that I am a child of God and I do not inherit disease. Now, The understanding in the 1800s was that tuberculosis was inherited. And Myrtle was told from the time she was very little that she had tuberculosis and that she was frail and weak. And that's how her life manifested. It's frail and weak. But when she heard that new thought speaker, E.B. Weeks was his name, say, I am a child of God and I do not inherit disease. That whole paradigm of inheriting tuberculosis was flipped on its head. Now we know today that tuberculosis is not inherited, it's transmitted. A germ, just like the virus that's going around right now. But at the time, the belief was powerful, very powerful. And I wonder in 100 years, what we do in the name of medicine today, how we will look at it. If the same naivete exists in our medical practices today. But I'm not putting them down. I wanted to be really clear. I'm grateful for the doctors and the medicines and the advancement in science. They're necessary for our life here on the planet to keep evolving. And that's what we get to do consciously, to keep evolving. So Myrtle went home from that lecture and started a practice of blessing her body. She started apologizing to her every part of her body, every muscle, every joint, every cell, saying, I am sorry that I ever called you weak. I am sorry that I ever dismissed you or thought you not good enough. And started a process of affirming her health. And one of Myrtle's favorite prayers was, I'm going to blank on it, of course, but it was like, God is my source in every need. God does my every hunger feed. God walks beside me every day. God is my strength. I cannot be sick. Unfailing, quick. And understanding that there was no separation from her. She used a dualistic, God walking beside her. It was the time, it was the prayer. But there was a truth to it, a power in it, understanding that I cannot be sick. In 1988, I was diagnosed HIV positive. And luckily, at the time, I had found Louise Hay and the writings of New Thought from our friends in religious science at the time. She was a religious science practitioner. And I understood that I was choosing. And I started the affirmation process. I am whole. I am healthy. What we sang earlier. And that change enabled me to go through the last 32 years of this seeming diagnosis of illness and disease, always whole and healthy. Always whole and healthy. And I want to apply the same principle, that same quantum choice of which outcome we want to this moment, to this understanding that we get to choose with our affirmations, with our thoughts, but also with our feelings, right? I knew somehow there was joy still to be experienced, life still to be lived, and I had to see it in my feeling nature. And that's why I love music so much. There is the chord choices, the instrumental choices that happen affect how we feel. And that's why this group over here and these are some of the most important things we do here, to shift how we feel, to change the world. Because, as Joe Dispenza wrote in Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, if we cannot think greater than how we feel, we can never change. To change is to think greater than how we feel. To change is to act greater than familiar feelings of the memorized self. So if this moment finds you in fear and retreat, if it finds you worried and very anxious, the absolute pinnacle of choice in this moment is to think and to affirm past the fear, right? You can feel it. But the music, the affirmations, washing your hands with that wonderful little ditty can literally shift your feeling nature. Singing, as we know, changes your physicality. because you're forced to breathe in. So for those of you at home, when we do our next congregational song, I really invite you to sing along with us at home. If you're alone, no one will care. The rest of your family is listening to you. Good. Maybe they'll join you and sing with us. And if you're watching this later in the week, sing along with us. Because that act of taking in air and changing how our emotional life is unfolding is how we choose differently. If we succumb to the feelings, we are stuck in the feelings. And they become a groove, and then they become a rut. And we default to that feeling side. We can choose greater than our initial feelings. We can choose greater than how we're currently living. The word heal, I love this, is a transitive verb. It implies it has to be in action, that there's some movement going on in it. Just like we talked about God as a verb, heal, healing is a verb that takes us someplace from where we are to where we could be. And it is not a static, one-time operation. Healing is a process that we enter into consciously by affirming I am whole, by affirming I am well, and affirming I do not inherit illness. I do not receive this illness. I like to always say it, it's really bad grammar, but I say, I don't do sick. I don't do sick. So that when the colds and the flus and everything is being passed around, it's like, all right, it's okay. I don't do sick. I don't have time for it. It's all right. It's a choice. And even when I do catch something, I still affirm I don't do sick, meaning that I'm going to get through this quickly. I'm going to just go right through it. I'm not going to linger here. It's not a place I'm setting up camp, right? So it's to make free from injury or disease, to make sound or whole. Injury. Louise Hay, who I mentioned earlier, was the first person I'd ever heard talking about disease as dis-ease. Separating the word and understanding that I'm in distress. I am not at ease. And that's what causes our body to break down. That's what causes our systems not to function properly. Your body knows exactly how to heal. Do you know this? That the innate wisdom within you, the divine within you, already knows how to heal you from everything. But when we are not at ease, when our vibrational field, when our whole being is distressed, our body can't do what it's designed to do. I was describing this to Roma, my 4-year-old daughter, recently, when she got a cut, right? And how distressing that is for a child to get a scraped knee or a cut sometimes. In that moment, though, I pointed out to her that the body is already healing. The moment we have a cut or a laceration, the body is instantly starting to scab it over to stop the blood flow, and the healing process has already begun. So the healing process is at work right here on the planet, this very moment. Do we get that? That we're not in the middle of disease. We're in the middle of the healing process of the planet. Right? We're not in the middle of disease. We're in the quantum field where everything is possible. And how do we heal it? So how do we align our principles, our knowing, our knowledge, so that we can step forth into this world and make the channels of energy all align to wholeness, to health, to vitality? The world, the universal intelligence knows at this moment how this dissipates, how this pandemic shifts, and how we all live our lives. I almost said return to normal, and that's not what we return to, because what we've been doing has caused this. Let me be really clear. What we have been doing has caused this pandemic. Each and every one of us here personally have a part in it. Because just like Myrtle, we've been telling ourselves and others that they're wrong or bad or foreign or evil. Look at it in our national discourse. We build a wall to keep them out. This is a foreign entity. Look at it how we talk about our politicians, how we roll our eyes, how we say hateful things about them. They're other human beings on the planet. And we make them not only wrong for their beliefs, but bad people because of them. But this pandemic knows no borders, knows no artificial line on the ground. I was skiing at Tahoe this week. Roma was out of school, so we went up. Let's go up skiing for a couple days. And we were on top of one of the mountains to ski, and you could see where we were staying in our hotel. It was on the California side, and then so the next block was Nevada. But there's no line on the ground. There's no indication that this is another state. There's no indication that there's any separation from any of us. We've decided that that we're separate, that we're not the same, that the laws of Nevada and the laws of California are different. But the universal laws of cause and effect and of the quantum laws of physics don't know any of that. In this moment, we have to genuinely look at how we've been calling others names, how we've been condemning our fellow brothers and sisters across the globe and sitting right next to us sometimes in our family, in this community, in the city. How are we using those words of hatred, of condemnation, of better than, less than, to keep us all separate? Well, this virus has shown us that we're not. It has shown us that there is no reality to this idea of pulling up the moat, pulling up the bridge, surrounding ourselves by a moat, and hoping that everything will be okay. That's not what I want to go back to. I don't know about you, but I don't want to continue to look at people who have different color skin or come from a different place as somehow evil. Like the rhetoric against China, the rhetoric against Iran, the rhetoric against Hispanic immigration, the rhetoric against Republicans, the rhetoric against the Democrats, are all this part of this constant wear and tear on our psyches. Turn on the news, be prepared to be bombarded with how wrong the other one is. The other. Not like us, the other. We've got to protect ourselves because the other is coming. Look out. What has that done to us? Literally, what have we done to ourselves? I think we're getting the demonstration of that. And so, like Myrtle, I have a solution for us. Something that we can do every moment. So, like, I have no power over what other people do. I don't. You don't either. But we have power over what we do. And when we change our behavior, the situation changes. Right? The other person might change because we did. And it's not a game of telephone on who's going to hang up first. Let's just put down the negativity. Let's put down the violence of our speech, of our attitudes. So there's a Hawaiian practice called Ho'oponopono. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's a practice, and the word Ho'oponopono actually means to make right, to align, to come back to wholeness, to set it right. And it's a simple process. As you say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. So what I'd like to invite you to do at this moment is to bring up in your mind's eye, whether you're at home or here, someone you have condemned. So don't, the first one that just came up when I said someone you've condemned, go with them. That's your big one. Swallow that frog first. The little ones will be easier then. Bring that person up in front of your face right now, in your mind's eye. And know this. Say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And then say, thank you for that forgiveness. I love you. And notice how that love you may stick. It may feel harder to say, depending on who you brought up in your mind's eye. But I didn't say you had to like them. I said you had to love them. And there's a huge difference in that. We're not condoning bad behavior. What we're doing is loving the divine expression in front of us. And let's be really clear too why this is powerful is you get to own your part in it. I am sorry. Or you can say I apologize if you don't want to attach sorry to I am. But I think I am sorry is really beautifully humble. I messed up. I chose wrongly. I chose hate or condemnation. I chose vengeance. I chose resentment over love. And to say I'm sorry for that. So once again, I invite you to bring up someone else. And this time to really know what you're apologizing for. Together. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And then one more. Turn to someone without getting out of your seat, without having to move. Just turn to someone here. I'm going to do. Brittany, hi. And you can take turns. I'll go first. Okay? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
Now, to all of the people right now in the world that we have excluded, that we have not let in, that we have somehow shunned or condemned. Let's do this as a group all together. Bring up that image for yourself right now. And together we say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So we can practice this simple saying all week. We can walk through life healing every relationship, every moment that the planet needs. Opono, pono. To put back right, to remember the wholeness, to set it correctly, will enable us to stand up in the midst of this virus, in the midst of this pandemic, and love. To stand up in the midst of this political storm, in this political fight of who's right and who's wrong, to bring love to it rather than more discourse. To defy expectations, to challenge assumptions, and to lift ourselves beyond where we are to where we could be by choosing healing over hatred, choosing healing and wholeness over lack and worry, and choosing to heal ourselves and the world altogether. Thank you. Thank you.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts, close my eyes, and leap. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye, I'm defying gravity, and you won't pull me down. Oh, I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love, I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I'd sooner buy defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye, I'm defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and no one can bring me down. 'Cause I'll be high defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye, I'm defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can pull me down, bring me down.
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you.
Brittany Gilmore, everybody. Woo! Yeah, defying gravity, right? So it's time to move into our spiritual practices. So if you are live streaming, I gotta tell you guys, my phone lit up. We get notices. I get notices on my phone with everyone starts filling out the forms online, and my phone blew up this morning. So thank you for watching remotely. This is your opportunity to join us in the spiritual practices by clicking on the button below. We have suggestions, but you can also, underneath it, write whatever's alive for you. So the first one that we are suggesting is to examine your thoughts and your feelings and your beliefs. Where are you right now? What's really happening within you? And is that where you want to be living from? Release all condemnation. That one's up for me right now, right? So releasing the condemnation. You know, if you're watching the news, if you're right, or if you're yelling at the TV, releasing that sense of I'm somehow better, I'm somehow right, they're wrong, right? Forgive myself and others. That practice that Myrtle stepped into of forgiving herself for not remembering who she truly was is probably one of the most powerful healing practices you can step into. To continue to just forgive me for forgetting how amazing you are, body temple. Forgive me for forgetting that. And then the last one is to practice Ho'oponopono, right? To step into that practice on a daily basis, reminding yourself that we are truly all in this together. And it's very powerful. There's room on the back of your connection card as well for prayer requests. Ken and I look at these prayer requests and we hold them in prayer. Prayer chaplains who are here today will be available for prayer after service. I do also want to say that Reverend Ken and myself are available. So you can reach out to us individually. Let us know. I've been on my phone a lot lately. But that's what we're here for. This is how we build community. I am not too busy to make time to be with you. Okay? I am not too busy for that. This is what I am here for. So let me show up in what I'm meant to be here for, Because I get a lot of people saying, oh, I would have called you, but I know how busy you are. No, no, no. This is what I want to be busy with. Okay? And then we're also going to be starting live support, prayer support. I'm going to start this week at noon every day, hosting an opportunity for 15 minutes for us to just get still, to get quiet, to remember truth, to get centered, right? To get centered. So we'll be sending out more information about that, but just know that we are here to support you through all of this. And I know that in that you're also supporting me, because there's only one thing happening here. All right? So we support each other by coming together. It's also now our time for giving and receiving. So if you auto-tithe, there is an auto-tithe card that you can put in the basket as it comes along. There are envelopes in the chairs in front of you that you can fill out. You can text to donate. So if you're watching remotely and you'd like to donate, you can text Unity SF to 44321. You can also click on the link that is underneath our live stream, which will take you to a place where you can make a donation. Now more than ever, right? Now more than ever, this idea of setting up perhaps an automatic payment, of committing to the community and the well-being of this community, because we're in a whole new territory here, and we get to take advantage of that virtual world. So I'm going to invite Tyler up here to share. Nope. Yours is over here. We're being very good about not sharing microphones.
Good morning. Good morning. So, my name's Tyler, and I serve around here in a variety of ways, and I love it. I'm a prayer chaplain and do other projects. But every Sunday, they ask somebody to come to the front and just say, why do I give here? Why do I get so much into what I give, and what do I enjoy about this? So I just want to say that to practice, for me, to be able to practice, I can do it at home, I can read a book, I can do my own practice, but being with people that I practice with you guys, and we stand for something, I stand for and I stand with. Just like we were saying, practice, that simple forgiveness that we did today with Ken is a practice. So that's why I enjoy this, that it helps me be a better Tyler, helps me cultivate my own sanity in the midst of a changing world. And 5 principles Unity gives me to focus on when I'm feeling a storm. And then the New Thought movement has given the world affirmations that people talk about. So there's a result. I see the movement, I see Unity San Francisco standing for affirmative prayer. And Spirit's going to listen to any prayer of any style. But we teach a particular kind to affirm and set myself free from begging. So these things that we give to the world get me juiced up. And I just love being here and practicing and calling a friend when I need to practice with someone to remind me. It's like we are a think tank of divine individuals remembering our divinity. So if you want, whether it is online, whether it is live stream, whether it is here in person at Page Street, we are open arm wanting to practice with you, and for you to practice with me when I need the support. So when we give, I give of my time and my talent and my intellect, and I give of my treasure too. So I invite you to enjoy that blessing of giving, knowing that my love expands and increases. So thank you for letting me practice with you together. We have a offering affirmation. I'll say it once, and then I invite you to say it with me as we hold our offering with our love, with our intention. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I joyously give and receive. Please know that with me. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I joyously give and receive. So
all that I've been and all that I'll ever be is a blessing.
Thank you. I am so grateful for this opportunity to remember the truth and to bless our children. My children are not here today because they have a cough. I wanted to keep them at home. And hi, Roma. Hi, Joshua. Hi, JD. You guys are there. I love you. And we have a affirmation for all the world's children. So, and our own inner child. Because you are God's perfect child. We love you exactly the way you are. Can we know that together and hear it for ourselves? You are God's perfect child. We love you exactly the way you are. So thank you, everybody who made this service possible. So I'm so delighted that for the people that are here in the room, I'm equally as delighted for the people who are watching with us on Livestream. It takes a village to have this happen. There's our incredible music team, our music director, our amazing new soloist. Welcome.
Yay.
So glad to have you here.
Our band, our fabulous band.
Michael Grossman, Mark Baum, and Jason Slota. Woohoo! So there's a whole team of AV folks, one of whom you can't even see. So we have someone on PowerPoint, someone on Livestream, someone on audio, and then we have someone also on audio doing the Livestream audio too to make sure the balance is right in people's homes. So it takes a whole village there. We have our ushers and greeters. Thank you for that. And our prayer chaplains. Well, the prayer chaplains will be here in the prayer chaplain corner, right there in front of that beautiful stained glass window, right after service to anchor and to hold this for you. So if you want a booster shot on your way out the door for this amazing consciousness we're all anchoring, please do that. So the Dream Workshop is next Sunday at 1. Loving What Is Practice Group is the following Wednesday on the 24th. And we are postponing the feeding of the homeless, making sandwiches, until there's a time we can all gather together to do that. In the meantime, we always know that we can reach out and help people individually. And we'll be doing some of that here. And the prayer chaplain installation is going to be postponed so that we can all come together. We'll let you know when it's going to happen so that we can honor our prayer chaplains here in the space.
There's a prayer chaplain meeting at noon today, immediately after service, for those who are physically present, and it is through Zoom for those who are watching remotely.
Okay, right. And so we'll stay standing and close with our closing song, True Colors.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show the true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me a smile and don't be unhappy. Can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, you call me up because you know I'll be there. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow.
Now it's time for our transformational affirmations. I'll say these statements once and I invite you to affirm them after me. I examine my thoughts, feelings, and beliefs.
I examine my thoughts, feelings, and
I release all condemnation.
I release all condemnation.
I forgive myself and others.
I forgive myself and others.
I am whole.
I am whole.
And I see my true colors shining through. I see my true colors, that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show my true colors. True
everybody.